guys saw the disappointing match of Spain versus Italy, 1-all yesterday. Hopefully Spain will pick that up during the rest of the Euro Cup. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, families, friends, and the graduating class of 2012, it is an absolute honor to be here today to represent this class.
Woo!
I'll let you know, when I was told to give this speech and represent this class here today, I was like, I really don't know if I'm the person to represent this entire class today. I don't know. And I was thinking, I wasn't there on the nasty Mondays or the long nights at a suit-on. I didn't lose my phone like half the people in this class. I was thinking, I don't know. But then I realized, 95% of the people here are all from different parts of the world, and I am too. And therefore, I relate and I can identify. For the people that know me, you know that I always talk about my superheroes, since we're talking about superheroes. I'm not going to talk about Spider-Man, but I'm going to talk about Superman. Alright? And I always identified to Superman growing up. Because, not because I think I'm the strongest man on earth, or because I think I can save every single person I want, but because Superman had a weakness that I identified with. For example, I don't know how well you guys know, but Superman was from a different planet called Krypton, and he was raised on the planet Earth. And his whole life, he was thinking he had this identity crisis. He never knew exactly where he was from. He was battling internally. Am I human or am I Kryptonian? And I was thinking, you know what? That was actually strength, because he realized that he had the strength of a million men from Krypton, and he had the emotions of the human. He cared. He wanted to protect people. And I realized, you know what? I'm kind of the same. Because, well, not that, but I have a cultural background. I'm originally from the U.S., but my parents are from Togo. And when I was in the U.S., I was going to French school. So you can see between France, Togo, West Africa, and the U.S., it's like, where the hell am I from, right? And I realized that, you know what? This is actually my weakness, but you can turn it into your strength. I would speak English, French, obviously, and it gives me the opportunity to speak different languages like Spanish and maybe German one day, but that's a pretty tough one. And this is something I wanted to transmit to the entire class today is take another look at your weakness, because you might have the opportunity to turn it into strength. And it's something that's very important to me and to everybody here. And obviously no one wants someone who's good at everything. They want someone who's excellent at something. But if you have the chance to really turn a weakness into an opportunity, to a strength, is something that will set you apart from the competition. So moving on into the speeches coming out of EADA, obviously. And whether you were here because of the beautiful city, the prestigious school, the women, the beach, the men, I don't know whatever it was, but we're all here and we all experienced something very unique, which was group work, presentations, and case studies. And you guys know we all went through the sleepless nights and killing each other. Some of us are still alive, so we're here today. And I'm going to talk to you about my experience here working with my team, Dream Team. Dream Team. Ooh, right? Our team is composed of Philip from Germany, Lina from Russia, Inigo from Spain, Marisa from Panama, and myself from the US. So just from the countries you can tell that, wow, there's a lot of cultural differences there, right? Now, we had a unique challenge, like most of the teams here. And our challenge was that we were a team of leaders. You had Philippe, which was this ex-football player from Germany, captain, used to scoring goals and just, right? And then you had Lina, which was this incredible businesswoman from Russia, who worked in Moscow in one of the top companies there, and worked her way up to a deputy HR director. You had Inigo, who's a Spanish guy who owns a business, he's studying at the same time. You have Marisa, who worked in Sony for a number of years and is a very good expert in her field. You have myself, this American guy from all over the place. I lived in France as well, in the UK, and I managed a few businesses in the UK, and it's like, wow, this is going to only go very well or very bad. And it went both ways. As you can see, there was a lot of cultural differences. We worked very, very hard, but again, it was a team of leaders. And so we thought that, you know what, we're going to give our best throughout the entire year and we're going to perform very well. And I'm very proud of this team. However, being a team of leaders, you're in a position where, okay, wow, we're all used to leading. Now what happens? Who steps up, who steps down, how does it work? You can imagine it was a mess. But I'm very, very proud of this team, and we worked very, very hard. Very hard. And I'm pretty sure a lot of teams here can relate to the cultural differences, people being late, people coming on time, people working, not working, people going to parties, coming out to meetings drunk, hangover. So I'm not even coming at all. I think we can all relate to that. And for me, what was interesting is that my goal coming to EADA was about getting the skill to persuasion skills. I wanted to be like someone like Barack Obama, like Oprah Winfrey, that you can get in front of a crowd of people and be able to speak, and people can feel the enthusiasm, the charisma, the energy on the tip of your fingers. And that's something that I wanted to do. And working with this team, I can tell you I had the opportunity to work on my persuasion skills because it wasn't easy. And it all comes down to the people we met here at EADA, which was our treasure, as Lena usually says. People are treasure. And there's two people that I really want to talk about, and one would be Inigo, which is one of my team members, Inigo Munoz. And Inigo is a Spanish guy, you know, very, very funny guy.
Very funny.
He has a lot of enthusiasm, and he's a hard worker. And you know, he was always coming late to meetings and stuff like that. But I'll let you know that I'm very proud of someone like Inigo because he was also managing a business while he was studying here at EADA. He was starting his business and managing it. And it's a lot of dedication because he had a lot of commitments outside of work, but even here at EADA, he was always committed and he would bring up his part of the work. And he was a great member. So you would wish that a lot of people would have the energy, charisma, and motivation to write your own story like Inigo does. Because I believe that it's all about writing your own story. And your life is like an open book. Every single time is a chapter. And in every chapter you have your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And it's up to you to grab that pen and write your story. Another person is Kangelani, who is also... Kangelani was a really cool guy. He is from Zimbabwe. And, you know, when he was here, he wasn't honestly the most open person here. He was a bit shy, and sometimes he was at the center of jokes. But there's something that you have to know about Kangelani is that he didn't necessarily have the same upbringings that we did. He grew up from foster homes, and he was pretty much on his own growing up. But he financed himself through education. He financed himself through the Netherlands, at the university, and now here at EADA. And he wrote his story. And today he's sitting among us on his own with his whole new family, and he made it here.
Woo!
Just before I move into my speech is the idea of stereotypes. I know when we got here, we had these stereotypes of Germans being very strict and on time and work efficient, and the Spanish that were just, yeah, whatever, you know? And it's so funny because we experienced a very huge culture mix when we got here. By the end of the year, the Spanish became the Germans were late, and it was all crazy. What happened, right? And the Colombians, right? The Colombians, they managed to get here on time at parties, which was good. No, joking on, but for me, just to close this speech, is leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. So members here of EADA 2012 graduating class, your mission here today is to write your own story. If the opportunity doesn't knock, you build that door, you make it happen. And when you leave here, you remember why you came. And it's really important for you guys to look at the person on your left, on your right, or in front of you or behind you, because we will be leading the economies 10, 15 years from now. We will be the next CEO, the next entrepreneur, the next president maybe, the next person to open up a chain stores of hotels, the next HR director, finance director, marketing director, freelancer, we will be that next person. So take the opportunity now to network, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever you guys want, but take the opportunity to network. Also think about reunions, because it's the opportunity to see how we're doing 2, 5 years, maybe 10 years down the line. And overall, guys, this is the class 2012.